Miss Parul.
All right, children, we are starting. Can I have your attention? One, two, three. Thank you.
Good afternoon, respected founder, principal, mentors, and my fellow peers. I, Rashmi Nair, a student of MYP4A, am pleased to invite you to today's assembly. Today marks an important day for us internet users, Digital Citizen Day, an annual commemoration of the importance of the responsible and informed use of the digital world, one that we interact with every day. To mark this day, we welcome you to a guest speaker session led by Mrs. Firdaus. This afternoon's esteemed guest speaker will enlighten us all with her inputs, having graduated with a bachelor's from the Bangalore Institute of Technology and a master's degree in statistics and data science from the prestigious Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Her career touches upon numerous fields, ranging from product development to site reliability engineering, showing her versatility and expertise in the fields of cybersecurity and data science and machine learning. Please join me in welcoming Mrs. Firdaus on stage.
I think I want to be here because I might be just moving around. I feel a bit claustrophobic to be confined in a space. No, I'll manage actually. Thank you. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. And okay, I hope I'm audible to everyone. Is this okay? Better? Okay, are we all ready to begin? Okay, let's begin with this question. Okay, few of you already answered. Okay, but okay, let me share the question before you answer it. Okay, so the situation is that you are locked inside a room and there are 3 exits. To move out of the locked room, you need to find the one option that is the safest to move out of the locked room. Now, the first door opens up to a water body which has a deadly shark. The second door opens up to a mad psychopath who's ready to kill with a weapon. The third one has a lion that has not had any food since previous 2 months. Okay, can one of you just stand up and give an explanation for your answer? Yes, you.
The lion would be dead by 2 months. If it doesn't eat for 2 months, it'll die.
Okay. Because the lion would be dead and like without food, how would he survive?
Right. Any different answers or all of you have the same answer? Okay, yes, that is the correct answer. But if you think about it, like what made you come up with this choice, right? How did your brain function so that you were able to take this decision? It's all based on the data that is present in your brain, right? Your life experiences and all the data your subconscious is continuously collecting. Every single decision that you take in life is based on that, right? Some people, we say that they have a strong intuition. It's nothing but their intelligence combined with all the, how they use the data they have. So when we say AI, okay, let me first hear it from you. What do you understand from AI?
So AI is nothing but like a machine who has been trained with a certain amount of data to produce a certain output. For example, it's the most popular one, ChatGPT. It's been trained with a bunch of data and it's like a model. If you give it a prompt, it's going to give you a response based on all the data that it's had. That's exactly why it has limitations to it too.
That's correct. Would anyone else want to answer? Okay, tough to reach that spot, but I'm coming.
So when we have ChatGPT, it can help us to be faster in many works, and it can help us as well.
Artificial intelligence can help us do things that normal people can't. Like certain work that people like cars. It can get us to one place to another faster than any person could run or walk. So it can help us do things that we physically can't do.
So, artificial intelligence, also known as AI, is basically a program that runs on code and data provided by its creator, and it does most things mostly that humans can't mentally do, and it uses very formal language. An popular example is ChatGPT or Gemini.
Okay, anybody else? I think I'm just going to hear it from one more person.
It's like machines, but they have intelligence and they could help us with many things.
Okay, thank you so much. And I love that answer because that really is the simplified version of the best response. Okay, because it actually explains everything in a very simple manner. So when we say AI, basically we're just talking about machines, and we say artificial intelligence because it's not a living creature. But if we can create machines or create programs that can mimic human behavior. Now, what is human behavior? Like, I can talk to a person, that person can understand what I'm saying through the words that I use or my expressions, right, body movements, and they understand and they respond accordingly. Or if you go to a shop, let's say to just buy grocery, and if you have been shopping from that particular grocery shop from a long time, then that person knows you pretty well. The next time you go, you buy 5 things, and that person might recommend you to buy the 6th thing because, they know you so well. So they know that you might need this product. So that's the kind of human behavior we are trying to build into machines. Like, I think, whether or not you're aware, but everyone is using AI in daily lives all the time, right? Netflix, Prime, Google search, and as you mentioned, ChatGPT, these are all AI examples. So, and AI is not something new. I'll come back to the slide. Okay, yeah. So if you see this, the era of AI began as early as 1950s. But the early AIs just focused on mimicking human behavior. For example, having a game, a computer game, let's say playing checkers with computer or playing chess with a computer, right? You could build a program that is based on a rule logic where so based on the move you make on the chess board, the computer will use that data and just decide on its next move, right? So it can just be a simple logic, and if-else, if you're familiar with computer programming, a simple rule-based logic, and if-else kind of logic. So that is also an AI, though it's not really complex because it is mimicking human behavior. You are able to play a game with the computer, right? That makes the computer intelligent, artificially intelligent. Now we have more advanced forms of AI. We'll come back to it. So now with AI, what we are trying to achieve is not just mimicking human behavior, but mimicking human learning process. How do we learn? Has anyone ever witnessed a child learning to walk? Right? So, initially they struggle to even stand. then they figure out how to stand, maybe with help, and then they try walking. They try different amounts of force, different body angles, right? They try variations, they fail, they learn from their mistakes, and then try something new. They keep trying until they've learned. Once they've learned to walk, then they learn to run. So, that's human learning. Or when you learn a new language, it's not like you learn all the words in that language and all the grammar rules and then start using the language, right? As part of IB students, I am sure most of you have learned a foreign language, right? So, the way you pick up the language, you learn some basic rules and then you just, start reading or listening to videos, and then your brain picks up patterns and it learns in a different way. So we're trying to build programs, set of instructions that can emulate that kind of learning, where the program is capable of learning. It is not just following, a defined set of instructions, not just blindly executing it, but that program is capable of learning. For example, let's say I have a program and I feed it with 100 images of cat. And if that program has been written in such a manner that if I just tell it that, I label all these images, that this is a cat image, cat sitting on a tree, a cat running around, a cat with a hat, different kind of images, and I label it, then the program is capable of finding all the similarities in all these images, figuring out what a cat image looks like. Next time I throw it a random picture, the program should be capable of telling me whether that picture is a cat or not. So that kind of program is AI. It is mimicking human learning. That is what falls under machine learning. Right? So not every AI is as complex as ChatGPT. Just ChatGPT is AI. It falls under deep learning, okay? So now when we say AI, we're just talking about anything that can mimic human behavior, right? If it's a robotic arm that can hold something, it is mimicking human behavior. Or if it's just a simple game that has some logic, it may not be very complex logic, but you're able to play with computer that's mimicking human behavior. So it is AI. But a program that is capable of mimicking human learning, that is machine learning. Plus, there are certain kinds of learning which are very complex. So these programs or algorithms have been written in such a way that is similar to the way human brains function, not to that level of complexity. We have not reached that level yet. Maybe someday we will. So that is called deep learning, like identifying images or the language processing, right? Something like ChatGPT, where you speak something, the program is able to understand what you're saying and it is able to respond to you. That is a complex learning process, so that falls under deep learning. Okay, I am trying to oversimplify things here, because if I go to the technical depth, I don't think we can cover it in a half-an-hour session. That would require like at least 10 sessions. So, but I hope that it is making some sense and you are at least able to get a high-level overview of what AI is. Okay, thank you. Let's do an experiment. Okay, before we move on to the experiment, just look at these images, and I'll just give the mic randomly to few people here and there, and I want you to tell me which image is a real thing and AI, or is it fake and AI, or is it real but not AI? Okay, let's start with you. For the first image, Jarvis.
I think that is AI because it is able to mimic human abilities, that is like thinking and, giving commands and stuff. It responds to commands. So I do think that technically is AI.
Yeah, it is. And is it real or fake?
It's a completely fictional work.
Yeah, it is. It's fictional. It's from a movie. Okay, now the toughest one is going to be who knows Shaktiman? Yay!
Shaktiman is a superhero and he has some light powers that he uses. I don't remember all the details because I watched the show very long ago.
Okay, so he's a human, he has power. So would you classify that as AI or not?
Maybe.
He is human, right? It's not machine. Okay.
So Shaktiman. Shaktiman is a 1980 cartoon which tells about the superhero Shaktiman. Yes. He is not AI. He used the power of the sun. Shaktiman.
Wasn't that supposed to be Superman? Okay, I don't remember. Okay. A few of my students say that he's not even naturally intelligent, but okay, that's your. I leave that to your personal discretion. But yeah, he's not AI, right? He's just a superhero who has some powers. AI is artificial intelligence, where you can make a machine intelligent. Okay, what about vision?
I don't think he's AI. Oh, wait, he is. Yeah.
Fictional character and AI.
Yes.
Right? A very advanced form of AI who has developed emotions too. Okay, and who's going to tell me about Sophia? Oh, you don't know Sophia? Who knows Sophia?
She's also AI.
Yeah, she is, and she's real. Okay, and what about Einstein?
Einstein is not AI, he's an actual person with a lot of intelligence.
Yeah, he's a naturally intelligent person, high intelligence. Okay, what about Amazon and Netflix? So let me go to this area. Is it AI? Amazon and Netflix?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is because you can like watch and order things.
Would anyone else want to add? Okay, can you speak to the mic? What do you think about Amazon and Netflix?
I don't think they're AI.
Okay, does anyone think there is any part of AI in Amazon and Netflix? Okay, let's hear it from Muktasid.
Yes, they all use AI. For example, if I'm on Amazon and I want to buy a mouse to play Fortnite, I'll buy a mouse and then the algorithm will go, oh, this guy's bought a mouse, so what if he wants a keyboard as well? So it'll recommend me buy this keyboard as well. So all of them, they're using some sort of AI to recommend me more stuff.
And sometimes they make bad recommendations also, right? You're buying a laptop and then it'll tell you that buy this washing machine also. Like, what is the logic behind that? But yes, there is AI, and the way it is able to recommend is it has all the data about what you have been buying, plus what other users have been buying, everybody else who bought a laptop, what else did they buy. So it's not a human, right? That's why it does make mistakes, but it is trying to recommend in order to increase the sales. Okay, is there anything left? Alexa, how about Alexa? Yes, definitely, no doubt about that. How about PowerPoint? Okay, well, yes and no, because the initial versions of PowerPoint didn't have any AI feature, but recently I did read somewhere that they are incorporating some AI features. Okay. Yes, and Google search? Okay, what is the AI in Google search?
You can see in the picture there's recommendations. Whenever you type something based on your search history and your activity on other Google affiliated sites, it's going to recommend you certain things. For example, if I've searched about Facebook in the past, when I press the F key on my keyboard, it's more likely to recommend me Facebook than Fortnite.
Right, perfect. Yes, let's do an actual AI experiment. And for that, I need 2 volunteers. Can Anya and Tara join me here? Okay, so what we are going to do here is, there is an AI model, right? When I say AI model, it's just a program that is capable of learning. Okay, so we feed it the data, it will learn, and that program has been written to solve one type of problem. In this case, this program is capable of learning and classifying images. So if you feed it with 5 kinds of images, it could be 5 people, it could be 5 things, animals, and anything. 5 different kinds of pictures, and you label it, and you're basically telling the program that these 100 pictures are all Tara's pictures. These 50 pictures are Anya's pictures. These 200 pictures are Firdaus's picture. Now, then it will learn to identify those pictures. It will pick up patterns like, the patterns could be, what is the changes in color contrast, how many different colors are there in the image, what is the density of a particular color in a particular region, what is the change in contrast, various things, whatever it can measure, and it will learn to identify the image. Once it has been trained, then you show it a random picture and it will try to identify. Now, if I've trained it only in 3 types of images, and if I show it a 4th type of image, what do you think it will output? We'll see it live. Okay, let's train it with Tara's picture. Okay, so you just need to stand in front of the webcam. Okay, ready? Okay. Now, if I am in the frame, it is going to consider this blue shade as part of you. So I'll stay away. Okay, 43 samples should be good, because otherwise it's going to take a long time to train. Okay, thank you. And we are going to name this as Tara. Okay, am I spelling it correct? Okay. Now, Anya, can you come forward? Okay, ready? You can change your pose while it's taking images. You don't want to? Okay, fine. 50 images should be good. Okay, now let's name it. That is ANIYA. Okay, so now we have given it the input data. Now the program is capable of learning from this input data. That is what the program is about. So now we are going to just click on this button. Behind the scene, it is using these images to learn. It is learning to identify Tara and Anya. So once it has learned, now if I show it a random image, it will only be able to tell me whether it is Anya or Tara, nothing else. If I give it a cat picture and ask it whether it's Tara or not, it'll give me some random answer, but won't be accurate. Okay, the model is trained. We're ready. Okay, see, okay, right now, this says, why is the full screen not visible? Let me just check. Okay, just stand. Let's test it. So can you just stand before the webcam? So it's just be there. Okay. Okay. So we trained it only with like 40 or 50 images. So it is struggling. It'll take some time to stabilize. But sometimes it feels okay. This looks like 80% Tara. No, it has some elements of Anya too, because they have the same uniform, so it has picked up the same kind of patterns for both their images. It's ultimately just a program. It's not human, right? For a human, it's very easy. Once you introduce them to Tara and Anya, maybe they'll struggle if they just met them once, but after a few minutes of conversation, they won't have any doubt. Okay. Now, Anya, can you come here? Oh, it has no doubt. Wow. Okay, that's great. Okay, did we train it with more images of you? Oh, yes, that's the trick. So, right? So it knows Anya better. Now, what happens if both of you are there in the frame? See, it's confused now. Ultimately, it is going to stabilize, but what it is saying is that I'm not confident. I feel that it is 70% Tara, 30% Anya, something like that. So that is what a machine learning algorithm output is going to be always. There are libraries, programs written to solve specific problems. If I have to write a program that is capable of classifying images, I will just use one of these libraries, and then I will just train it with the data, and I can always check the accuracy. So basically, if I have 100 images, I'll probably train it with only 80 images, and then try to test it with the remaining 20 images, whether it is performing well. So when you use machine learning, ideally you want to have the accuracy definitely above 90%, right? If it is like 60% accurate, there is no use, right? So, the better the accuracy, the better it'll be for us. So, okay, because it has, there was a background to your photo, so it has picked up those background elements too. Right, because maybe in your picture, the distance from the webcam, it was able to capture more of the background, so it is classifying the background as Tara. And what does it classify me as? I am, I'm more of Tara, less of Anya. Okay. Okay, does anyone else want to try this, or do we have time? Okay, does anyone else want to try this? Okay, I need 3 volunteers. Just step up, okay, you come. Okay, one person from there. Okay, just 5 minutes, okay? Okay, just one, yeah, you please come. Okay, that's how the biases are introduced, right? See, I trained one image with only 43 samples, the other one is 51, so. See, that's another important concept. Now, as a person who's training the model, depending on the data I train it with, the model is going to perform in a different way, and I can introduce a bias. Right? If I feed it with a data that is not a good representative of the entire population, the output is also going to be biased. Yeah, I can. Okay, so we can actually go ahead with the Q&A session, and you guys can try this. Okay, so all you have to do is hold the webcam. So, okay, okay, but not more than 50 because it will take a long time to train otherwise. Yeah. You can, move around, let it, okay, I can hold it for you. Okay. And name this one. Okay, can somebody do it? Okay, okay, so a few questions were shared with me, and I definitely want to say that what a set of brilliant questions. I just love those questions, and unfortunately we are short of time, so, okay, you will? Okay, let's just finish this. Let them just finish this, okay. Okay, yeah, you don't need to be on the projector, that's fine, you can try it. Yeah, you can, go ahead. Sure. Okay, we can actually go ahead with the question while the children are trying out that experiment. And you should name the class because, okay. Yeah, less than 40 pictures should be fine. Yes, okay.
Okay, so I would first like to sincerely thank Mrs. Firdaus for taking out time to educate us all on the field of AI and the audience for attending today's event. We hope you have gained insights into the growing sector of technology. Before closing today's session, I would like to invite open up the floor to some questions that have been selected. So I would request, as your name is being called, to stand up at your seat and ask your question that's being projected here. So, as AI evolves, concerns about job loss due to automation are rising. Avika, you can continue with the rest. Please stand up and ask your question.
It's not my question. I asked something else, but still I can speak it. As AI evolves, concerns about job loss due to automation are rising. How can we harness AI's benefits while minimizing job displacement? And what strategies can ensure a fair transition for impacted workers over the next decade?
Okay, I think it's not going to be reduction in job, but certainly there is a transition happening in the in the way the jobs are going to be done, right? So AI is not going to displace people, but it is going to displace people who are not able to use AI. So everybody needs to learn what AI is and how AI can be used in whatever job you get into. Irrespective of what field you choose, whether you want to be an astrophysicist or want to be a musician, artist, anybody. AI is being used in every field. AI is used to generate music. AI is used to generate art. AI is used for content writing. So AI is everywhere, so you just need to be aware of all the technological enhancements, and that's all. The jobs are going to be there, but the jobs are going to become different now.
Oh, second up, I have a question for you. To what extent and how do you believe AI will shape the lives of students and their education?
Okay, this is a tough one, and everyone has their own perspective to it. So, yeah, as students today, you definitely use a lot of AI, right? I mean, if you go to Khan Academy now, you have a AI assistant. I believe I've not checked it out myself, but I know they were working on it, where an assistant is actually helping you solve problems, giving you suggestions. It'll not solve, if you're stuck, if you ask it a question, it's not give you the complete solution. It will suggest the path forward. It'll just give you ideas on how to think about it. So yes, that is really helpful. And I'm sure people use ChatGPT a lot. So all that part is good. But sometimes, just a personal opinion, I feel that all these advancements should not be at the cost of missing to learn the basics. So sometimes if your faculty just says that try to do it on your own or not take help from ChatGPT or other such tools, just do that. It's for your own good, right? So at a later stage in your job, yes, you won't have a lot of time to do everything on your own, and you would want to speed up things, accomplish a lot, so you can use all these tools, but you should also be aware of the basics. That's going to help you.
All right, and this will be the last question for the day. By Ranveer Arora, I'd request you to stand up and ask the question that's displayed here.
Tesla's recent event showed many new AI products, including a completely self-driving car with no steering wheel. How do you think this can impact the world, and could it potentially be dangerous, like getting hacked?
Okay, great question. So if you have seen the news over the past few years, there have been very many disastrous accidents too, involving driverless cars. So it's good and bad. Like the driverless cars use a lot of AI. They use a lot of image recognition, right? Because they have to take these decisions on whether it's a traffic signal, whether a car has to stop, or is there a deer crossing the road, should it stop, slow down, right? Are there people wanting to cross, then it should stop or slow down, or change its route, or maybe there is a road blockage and it has to take a different route. So all those decisions are capable only when the program is capable of capturing videos and images and understand things about the surroundings from those videos and images and take a decision. Plus, there is an ethical side to it. Let's say if I'm driving a car and I land into a situation where I might hurt a dog or I might hit a tree where I hurt myself, right? So now in this situation, it's my personal decision. I might prefer hitting a tree and taking that risk of some injury on me rather than hitting a dog. But another person might think in a different way, right? So now when you have these driverless cars, so these are trained with lot of data, and the machine is now supposed to take all these decisions. So it just depends on what kind of data it is trained with. There was also a link, I will share it with you if I find it, where data around these decisions were being collected, where the situation is described and the end users are expected to just share what would they do in such a situation. And this data would then be fed to the machine. Because if one person trains the machine would behave exactly as that person, right? It may be good, but we can't say. So yes, it is good and bad, and there are large initiatives going on about responsible AI, about ethics in AI, about reducing biases in AI. So yes, I mean, whenever we have a new technology that has such a potential to change the world, there is a bad side to it. If I talk about cybersecurity, now we use a lot of AI to improve cybersecurity, but at the same time, there are actors who are using it to enhance the ways in which attacks can be done. So AI is also used for all the bad things. And I mean, if you watch the news, you will find these cases where AI has been used for very harmful things. Like in one instance, a scientist was killed using AI. By just having a vehicle that had a machine gun, that had the image recognition, that just recognized the person and fired at him. So, right, so those things will happen, right? There is always a good side and bad side to technology. Now it's up to us to use the technology in a responsible way. So there are a lot of people working towards that. And there are laws being formed about how AI should be used.
Miss, I would like to ask, as an educator and on the behalf of our educators, AI has disrupted our classes in many bad ways, where we see a lot of plagiarism in the class, and all the way we go to turn it in to recognize, oh, this is 50% AI generated, 60% AI generated. So those are the ethical concerns that we have as educators. Do you have any strategies or shortcuts to suggest that how can we overcome this as educators? How can we deal with these things?
Okay, I think, again, my personal opinion. So when it comes to content creation, I don't think we can stop the children from using these tools. They will figure out a way so that it's not even caught by the algorithms of, whether it's AI or not, right? That is possible, very much possible. So we'll have to become more creative in the way we are going to assess. Maybe we can find a way to assess the thought process of the student, maybe have a Viva kind of discussion where we just get to know what they think and how they want to solve the problem, and cross-question them to just ensure that they have learned the lesson that was meant to be learned through that exercise.
All right, that wraps it up for the Q&A session. So thank you, Mrs. Firdaus, for the insightful presentation. Your inputs have truly been educational and invaluable. Now I would like to invite Ms. Joshi, our secondary school principal, to present a token of gratitude to our guest speaker and close today's assembly.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
I must thank Ms. Firdaus, who has taken time out of her very busy schedule. It's hard for a person who is into a very high level of engagement with content to come down to a school level and get them to understand from a perspective in which they will embrace knowledge. Thank you for doing that for us. She also has left with us a lot of thought as to what we should be as humans. It's a huge reflection on us. If machines are to be taught and machines are learners, who's teaching them? We. It's a huge ethical responsibility on schools, educational institutions, and you students to be the creators of such machines which take the right decisions. And with that thought, I must say that AI should be used as a boon and not a bane. We should not regret having AI in our lives. It's grown from